but luckily we were able to make this work. And I see that we're now live on YouTube. So if you guys want to review this down the line, 10 years down the line, and want to look back and see this, it'll be on YouTube. All right. All right, Kimia, whenever you're ready to switch back.
Yes, doing it in a minute.
You're good. Before we get started, does anyone have any questions or anything that they would like to say? All right, if there's no questions, we can get started. Do you want to go to the first slide? All right, so today's agenda, we're going to go over the fundraising committee summary. So, we've started fundraising last summer, and we have a lot of events that we want to showcase and highlight. So Radha and Varsha will go over that. Then we're going to recognize our mentors and mentees that have helped out this year and been in the program. And then we also want to highlight the members of the month, as well as the humans of MD, anyone who's participated in those. And then, of course, our top 10 MD points members. These are based off all the events that you guys have attended this past year and received points for. We also have a couple of superlative awards that you guys will find out later. And then right before the election winners, which will be the last thing, I wanted to say a few words regarding how Mullen Doctors was this year, as well as a couple of other things. All right, so let's get started.
All right, hi everyone. I am the fundraising chair, and here is our overview of everything that we have raised over this past summer and also these 2 semesters. So our first fundraiser was for Black Lives Matter, and specifically the organization was Campaign Zero, and I think we did bingo boards for that, and we raised $1,080.
Our next fundraiser was also over the summer, and it was for Save the Children Yemen Children's Relief Fund. And we raised and sold 19 shirts. We raised $147 by designing and selling shirts.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a way to go back. Okay, never mind.
Just don't go too far.
Yeah. Fatima, how do you go back? Don't. Oh, there we go. I got it. Is that
Okay.
it?
We should be on like the 3rd slide.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, that slide.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Our 3rd fundraiser was for an education initiative in 3rd world countries for an organization called Pencils of Promise, and we raised over $1,600 for that.
After that, we raised for COVID-19 and mental health. We raised for the National Council COVID-19 Relief Fund, and we raised almost $1,900.
After that, we paired up with HOSA and some other pre-med organizations on campus, and we did a virtual run, and we raised $600 through that, and the funds went through various causes that the run participants chose themselves.
After that, we raised for Texas COVID Connect, which was actually started and founded by a few of our members, and we raised $1,179 for that.
And our last fundraiser that just ended was for Waterfall Academy, which is a local school here in Richardson for autistic children. And we raised over $1,200 for them. So total altogether, it is over $7,000. So I'm really, me and Versha, we're both really proud of our committee. And also thank you so much to like whoever donated and supported us through all of this. I'm really happy to like see the results. So yeah.
Hey everyone, I think this is a, oh, there's a question mark. It's all good. But let me introduce myself first actually. So my name is Shreyas and I am a freshman currently in Molding Doctors. And actually a couple of my friends and I, we started an organization. It started off as a website actually called Texas COVID Connect, where we basically wanted to address a lot of the misconceptions about COVID. And it kind of goes beyond that because especially during COVID, I know a lot of you guys can attest to this. It was really hard to find motivation to do anything. First of all, like the online whole concept, a lot of us were not on campus and stuff like that. But in regards to volunteering opportunities and stuff of that nature, it's really easy to kind of get bogged down and be like, there's nothing that I can do. And this project was essentially there to kind of prove that mentality wrong. And I think we kind of accomplished just that. And obviously it wouldn't have been without the support of Molding Doctors and the fundraising committee for fundraising for us and our entire team. So I'll get to the thank yous after, but I just want to kind of go through the projects here a little quickly. But we obviously have the website and you can actually scan the QR code to check it out if you would like to. There's a lot of information and a lot of information about COVID itself, which may or may not be as relevant now, but also what we can do in the future, especially regarding the long-term effects. We also started a podcast and some informational videos, which are on our YouTube channel. So you can check that out if you would like as well. We also created a risk assessment, which essentially took into consideration a bunch of personal factors and showed people what exactly was their risk for COVID, which we thought was really helpful. So people would know what exactly they could expect. Not exactly, but that sort of gist. And then we also started our big project called the Care Kit Distribution, where we tried to help a lot of people who weren't as informed or didn't have the resources necessary for this pandemic in order to kind of help them be prepared in a sense. So that was also really cool. And you can find more stuff about that on the website. And finally, our project that we're going to be continuing is also the Adopt a Senior program. Obviously, a lot of seniors have been affected by COVID and because of isolation stuff. So we're trying to do what we can in that regard. So if you are interested in that, we also have stuff on our website. We're actually working with Kevin, who is the service coordinator at the moment. So big ups to him. And then our future plans, obviously for summer 2021, obviously COVID is waning a little bit. Actually, that's not true. It's waning here in the US, but obviously in other places it's not. So we'll try and decide what we want to do with it. Obviously it's a great project. We want to keep it going. But we'll see. And if you guys are interested, please feel free to reach out and we can try and make a difference together. And then finally, this whole Texas COVID Connect thing, we wanted to kind of streamline it into a bigger overarching project, which is called the Future Leaders Committee, which we're really excited to announce because just like COVID, we want to do this for so many different causes and stuff. And I'm just really excited. And it doesn't even have to be medically related. Obviously, global warming is still a problem in our society. We could definitely do something for that. I'm sure there's a lot of other problems, and it's kind of a very up to you guys format, depending on what projects you guys are interested in. We'll work around it. But other than that, I just want to thank everyone once again. It's been an amazing journey to kind of see what we could all accomplish. And I'm just waiting for what's next in regards to Texas COVID Connect and what we can all do as future medical professionals as well. So thank you.
Right. Thank you, Shreyas.
All right. Hi, everybody. So I'm the VP internal this year. And for right now, for this slide, I want to recognize all the mentors that we had this year. I know if it's been a little bit tough, especially with COVID, being online, it's a bit different compared to last year where you can meet in person, but I want to give a big shout out to all the mentors who did participate. If we can go to the next slide, we can see the comparison of all the mentors compared to all the mentees we had this semester. And, it's a big initiative taking more than one mentee, especially as it's been mentioned before, it's kind of hard to be motivated, but like I said, a big shout out to all the mentors we had for participating and, giving these mentees, especially freshmen who haven't had that pre-med experience like we've had in person, a chance to get to know more about pre-med. So this semester is going to be over, but for all the mentors and mentees who did take part or who didn't take part this semester, can sign up again next year in the fall. It's going to be a whole new cycle, so new mentors and mentees are going to be paired. But just because you were a mentor mentee doesn't mean this semester doesn't mean you don't have to talk. I actually encourage you guys to stay connected throughout the next few years. That's it.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm sorry if there's like sound in the background, but so as you can see, congratulations first of all to all of the members of the month that we've had. So Aurora, Megha, Shreyas, Smriti, and Ali. I think that they have gone above and beyond in exemplifying MD's core values of philanthropy, service, and leadership. So congratulations to you guys. And for Humans of MD, we had Rania. So congratulations to you as well, because thank you for sharing your personal story with us. I think that was really brave, and we appreciate you. So thank you guys, and congratulations.
All right, now we are gonna showcase our top 10 MD points members. If you see your name here, first of all, congratulations. Truly from the bottom of my heart, it really does mean a lot that all of you have participated in any MD event whatsoever. It really does mean a lot to all of us that you're involved in MD in any way, and we just wanted to showcase our love and our support for all the top 10 MD Points members. So congratulations. Also, if you don't see your name on here, please do not feel discouraged, and please do not stop being involved in MD. It really, really does showcase who you are, and it really does showcase the kind of person you are and what kind of person you might be in the future. So congratulations to all the MD Points members. It really does mean a lot to me and all of us.
Okay, so for our first superlative award, I'm going to start off with our Outstanding Mentors Award. So these are mentors who, I've sent out assignments a few times throughout the semester, and these mentors will send me a very detailed, experience that they had with their mentee, and it definitely stood out. They weren't afraid to ask questions about anything, and I feel that they really showcased what we as molding doctors want to necessarily help others, and I feel that these mentors really showcase that.
Hi everybody. So the most driven members that we have are Megha, Swetha, and Ria. These members are the ones You know, we've seen consistency from them. They always participate in our events, and they've always reached out. And yeah, so keep up the great work and good job, guys.
So another word for Ria, the most passionate tutor, goes to her. We just wanted to say that we really appreciated all your dedication and your hard work for other pre-med students and just helping out. And any of you guys who tutored during the summer, especially, that was a hard time for people coming into the pre-med field and just people taking classes because of a lack of support. So we really appreciate all of the tutors, and especially Ria, thank you for your hard work.
So our most creative member is Vrishali. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, especially in fundraising committee. We've seen your effort and it shows, and thank you for being the most creative member.
And these are the 3 people who we felt raised the most money in fundraising committee. We don't have the exact numbers because we don't keep an extremely detailed account of these, but overall, these 3 people, Versha, Ria, and Brushali, show the most consistency with money raised, and it really means a lot. So thank you.
Oof. All right. Congratulations, everyone, so far for all the awards and your involvement in MD so far. So before we get into the main event, and I know it's still early, it's only been 20 minutes, but we wanted to take a moment to kind of recognize everyone and say a few words about how this year went and what it meant for us. So who wants to start first? Officers, if you guys have any words.
I can go ahead.
All right.
So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who liked my comment. This sounds like I'm on a YouTube video, but genuinely, like on the group me, thanks to everyone who replied with such positive things to say. I really appreciate it. And just about like how it's been this past year. I mean, of course, it hasn't been easy. And as I shared on GroupMe, I went through a lot of self-growth through this year. And genuinely, like, if you see the way that I spoke in the first meeting, like last semester, or even like officer meetings, I personally feel like through MD, I've grown a lot. Whether that's like getting over my own personal hurdles, like with my anxiety or just fear in general. So I genuinely want to thank all of the members, all of the officers. These officers are genuinely the most supportive people. It's such a safe space to be. And I feel like I've really developed my confidence, as you can tell right now, whereas like, you know, before how I used to talk in meetings or even like with officer meetings. So yeah, I just want to say sincere thank you to everyone. I'm really going to miss it. And I don't want to graduate. I wish I could stay. But yeah, so much love to everyone. That's it.
Thank you, Anmol. I think we all agree. If you guys haven't, you should be already on our GroupMe, but yeah. All right. Does anyone else want to say a few words?
Yeah, I can say a few words. Similar to Anmol, my journey with Molding Doctors has been really important to me. I've been part of the organization since I was a freshman. At the time, Shreya was there, and I really learned a lot from the other officers and just how dedicated and passionate people were in Molding Doctors. And to me, it always felt like a safe space. And that's why I always felt like Molding Doctors was so unique, and that we really try to care and support for other pre-meds rather than, trying to make it a competition, which of course it often is, but we've just always been really encouraging, and we hope that you guys have also felt that attitude towards us. And I know that it's been a hard year. Personally, it has been a very hard year, and it feels like we haven't been able to, do our best and for all our programs. So we really appreciate all of you guys who have participated. And I hope that next year you guys can volunteer a little more in person and just have the same kind of energy that we always brought to our program. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the other officers for being there and being a great source of support, and also to the members for being really amazing and dedicated.
All right. Anybody else? Oh, not yet. Go back. All right, thank God. I did want to say a couple words, but I want to make sure all the officers got a chance before I spoke.
Yeah, actually, I can go ahead and go next. But just I also wanted to echo what Meha and Anmol have said so far. I think for me, my journey also started in freshman year, and I think the leaders of Molding Doctors were the ones who kind of gave me the confidence and who kind of gave me opportunities. Because to be honest, I really feel very lucky to have had this opportunity to be an officer and to be involved in Molding Doctors over the past few years. And that's truly because of the type of leaders and the type of people who are involved in this organization, and the goodness and the amount of potential they see in everybody who comes through. So I just want to let everyone know that this has been, that each of you guys has the potential to do amazing things. And I just can't wait to see all the great healthcare professionals that come out of this, come out of medical school and any other profession that you all choose. But thank you guys so much for having us and giving me the opportunity to be a leader here.
Right. Thank you guys for sharing. Anyone else?
Yeah. So I just like to go ahead and say thank you. Just like previously said, I've been a part of Molding Doctors since my freshman year, and it's been an incredible journey. At the very first, I wasn't too involved in it, and all of a sudden, I started volunteering more and more, and I would say it totally changed my life. I honestly wouldn't know where I would be in my pre-med journey if it wasn't for Molding Doctors. So I just like to say thanks to all the other officers and everybody else and our members for participating and making being part of Molding Doctors a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Louise. Okay. All right. If there's nobody else, and again, Kevin couldn't be here, but yeah. All right. So it's still early, so I can talk a little bit more, because I really want to take a moment or several moments to really recognize all these wonderful people here that I worked with, not just this past year, but I've known since 4 years. Like Meha and Nicole said, I've known them since freshman year. And a lot of us really started in fundraising committee, and I was really active that year, and I got the chance to become historian that year. And that was the first year of fundraising committee. And both Meha and Nikhil were there. And I wrote a couple things down so I don't forget about everyone. Like Nikhil, especially, I remember he was very active early on. You know, he was a freshman, but he was already a leader because he was in charge of the volunteering events, I believe. And it felt very natural. Like no one even like questioned it. He did not feel like a freshman. Like it felt like he was already an officer, and he never took that power to his head or anything. I mean, first of all, if anyone knows Nikhil, he's like one of the most soft-spoken and calm person ever. I've never seen him mad at all. He always has a smile. He always has a wonderful personality and attitude about everything. So it's really been amazing to, work with him alongside Meha as well. And he's very by the book, and I know that is one of his strengths, because I know that's going to make him a wonderful doctor and a leader going forward. And he's a very great dancer, and he promised he was going to dance at the next banquet 2 years ago, but the pandemic happened, so I'm very sad about that. But it's okay. All right, so now
Shri, thank you so much, Shri. That means so much. You really don't know. It's been an amazing journey, Shri.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
If you guys don't know already, this is the time I'm gonna gas up my officers because they deserve it. All right, so on to Meha. Meha has so many great qualities that not a lot of people know. She's one of those silent hard workers, just like Durage is. But like Nikhil, I've seen her grow since freshman year. And, just every year, I feel like she's elevated in terms of leadership, in terms of how knowledgeable she is about, the medicine process and med school process. And yeah, it's been really amazing to see her grow. She's really helped out with the podcast. She's started all these new initiatives with the roundtable and the book club. So you can tell she has a very particular interest in healthcare. And if you guys went to the Sanic workshop, either this year or last year, you know that she's also very knowledgeable about issues and healthcare and everything that goes into it. She's been the VP of service for the past 2 years, and the year before that, service coordinator. So when I think about the word service, like she's one of the first people that come to mind. She does so much for the community, and she's very she involves herself in a lot of organizations, and even attends those organizations, and it's just really wonderful. So I want to thank her also for being someone I can reach out to, and she kind of she helps me make sure I'm doing the right thing, and especially in the beginning when it was kind of new to me, especially in a pandemic. But yeah, and she's very aesthetic, and she's a great photographer.
Thank you so much, Shri. I really appreciate all your words and just the comfort and inspiration you've given me the past couple of years. It's been really important. So thank you.
Of course. All right, so next up is Kevin. And like I said, he couldn't be here, but he is one of the hardest workers. He was previously a fundraising chair, and I'll talk about how impressive that role is in itself. And this year as service coordinator, if you guys know him from last year, he's a great leader, along with Serbi, if she's still in here. So thank you, Serby, for coming in. And yeah, Serby was our vice chair last year, and she did a great job alongside Kevin. Uh, and yeah, so fundraising committee is a place where I feel like a lot of members grow as leaders. And like I said, that first year when the fundraising committee started, Nikhil, if you guys don't know, he was also a vice chair of fundraising committee the second year it was existing. And then Kevin and Serby took over. And then this year, Radha and Varsha took over. And yes, I wanted to mention that he is a great OCHEM PLTL leader. And in fact, I think this very day he was doing something like that or talking with them. I don't know if you can talk about that, Musa, but yeah, he's a great OCHEM PLTL leader, and he's a great MD leader. Yeah, it was at 1:30, and anything he does, he gives 110%. He his MCAT workshops, like if you guys have gone to them, it's super detailed and it's very thorough. And even the interview session, like he is very thorough about everything he does. And he's someone who's vocal about what's right and wrong, and he always tries to make sure that MD is continues to be a great organization. And yeah, so I wanted to shout out him, even though he's not here, but hopefully he'll see this on YouTube down the line. All right, so on to Luis. Luis is, before he became an officer, he was literally the ideal member. He went to everything. He participated in so many volunteer events. He was able to participate in the shadowing event that we had that one year. And, we really like that about him. And that's probably one of the main reasons he became an officer, because everyone else also recognized him, and he got the votes that year. And he was the historian last year, and then he was in charge of the mentor mentee this year as VP internal. And those are both roles that aren't very easy, and sometimes they take a lot of details, a lot of meticulous work, especially with the MD points, which was originally like a historian duty. So I know it takes a lot, and even setting up mentors and mentees, you have to be very careful on how you do it, and you have to respond to emails and keep track of everything. And no matter what happens, he's always there to help, and he always also has a positive attitude. And yeah, so it's been really great.
Thank you so much, Sri. I honestly couldn't have done it without you, especially since I feel like you were a historian before me, and then you were VP internal before me, and you provided a lot of guidance to me. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So those officers I talked about were leaders who have officers who have been with us for more 2 or more years and before the pandemic. And the rest of the officers, they didn't get the full MD experience of being in person. And I have to give a big shout out to all the new officers this past year, because it wasn't easy to be in a pandemic. Everyone's already trying to just survive and to be a leader for other people and to have responsibilities and regardless of the mental and academic problems, they still always did their job. So I'm very proud of all of them and all the sacrifices they had to make. But yeah, so I wanted to start off with Fatima first. So she's our secretary. If you guys didn't know, she's the one who's been sending weekly emails every single week, and all the important updates and information. I want to give a big shout out to her, especially for the voting, because I know that's given us a lot of headache in the past couple of days. and to figure out how presents worked and everything. And she was very patient about that. So it's been really amazing and really fun. We had a lot of laughs the past couple of days, but yeah. And and like I said, she's been great at sending emails every single week. She's been consistent and also attending like SOC workshops or workshops, and always, she's always done her duty. She hasn't faltered in any sense. And secretary is a position that isn't like glamorous. It is a lot of work that you have to put into, and it's not necessarily a showcase, but I want to make sure she knows that she's appreciated, and I really couldn't have done it without her. She's also been a great friend and MD, and someone I can reach out to just talk. So I'm very happy to have her this year. I wish she was a member, an officer last year as well. But I'm glad she's an officer this year because she really deserves it. She was a great member as well. But yeah.
Thank you, Shri. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right. So Durage is next. And like I said before, like Meha, he is a very hard worker, but it's not always, he's a very silent hard worker. And, he was in charge of many things this year, and it probably didn't even feel like it because he really did a great job. He was in charge of the membership dues. He was in charge of, adding everyone to the MD points chart. And like I mentioned before, that is not an easy thing to do. Giving points to every single event, to every single member who attended, especially after general meetings when we have a whole lot more members. That's not a very easy thing to do. He's also helped out with fundraising committee a lot, making sure their fundraisers were donated properly, and making sure whenever we had guest speakers, gift cards were given, and even the raffle prizes, and even helping with Texas COVID Connect. So he does a lot of the background technical stuff that has kept us running. And beyond this, he's always attentive. He's always participating, comes to every meeting, and he always, beyond what he already does, he always gives, he's always trying to do more. Even though he's already doing a great job, he feels like he has to do more. And I love all the great ideas he's brought up to us. And I feel like he's someone I consider to be just like the ultimate team player. So thank you, Durage, for all your hard work.
Wow, I really do not know what to say. Thank you. It really means a lot. And it's really a pleasure to work with all of you. You guys are really, truly loving people, and it's great to have good people around you. So thank you all so much.
And Durage was also a really great member. He came to a lot of events. Even as a freshman, he came to like MCAT meetings. And like, even though that's down the line, he wanted to be informed as much about the medical process as much as possible. So he really deserves, this opportunity to be an officer this past year. All right, so I'm gonna go to Kimia next. She's the one hosting this and sharing her screen and everything. And yeah, the fact that we're even here, able to be on Zoom and go live on YouTube, that's all her. This is not really in her job description, but because of the current state of events, she had to undertake that new challenge, and she really did a phenomenal job. We had a trouble down the line, or like in the beginning, but we ultimately figured it out, and it's working out. So I'm really grateful for her. She revamped the website and added all the videos. That's not a very easy thing to do. getting everything in the same format and adding all the information, putting all the text box, putting all the tabs and everything. So that also takes a lot of work, and I honestly feel very bad because I feel like I probably annoyed her. I feel like I annoyed all the officers. Let's be honest. I'm kind of particular, um, but yeah. So I'm glad nobody hated my guts or whatever. But I'm glad Kimya is also joining us, or reapplying this next year. And you know, it's whatever the problem is and whatever I needed to have done, she's always done it. And yeah, so thank you, Kimya.
Thank you. That was such a nice speech. And honestly, I have to mention that it was all a teamwork. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, we had to go through a lot this semester, and it was amazing to have such a supportive team with me right now. And also, you never bothered. Like, I really appreciate you making comments that, to me, that shows that you care. You look at my work and you help me improve myself. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. She's also helped with our Insta Lives last summer. So did a couple of other people, Meha, Fatima. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone else, but that was also something different and unique that we brought up too. And so, yeah. All right. So on to Radha and Varsha. Like I mentioned before, and a lot throughout this, fundraising committee is not easy. Like, Nikhil can tell you guys about it. Like, all of us can talk about it because we've mostly been, a lot of us have been in the committee, and it's not easy. You're managing 30 people, you have to, follow up with them, text them, make sure the flyer is good. They have their own flyer system. They have their own email. They have to deal with a lot of money, come up with lots of great ideas. And to do that, to have those roles in the pandemic is one of the hardest things ever. Like, along with the VP of Service and Service Coordinator, like, fundraising committee is one of the harder roles to accomplish given the virtual environment. But as you guys saw on that first couple of slides, like, they raised over almost $8,000. Like, that's impressive, and it was to wonderful causes. And I'm very proud of all the work they've done and all the good that has come from those fundraisers. And like I said, this is one of the most important positions because it really does, like, the fundraising committee has lots of opportunities to grow as a leader, and they've also done a great job providing those opportunities and ensuring certain individuals can rise up, take responsibilities, and become leaders. So I'm glad they've given space to other members for that. And one quick thing about Radha, especially, she's always great at responding to messages. She's great at answering questions on GroupMe or the virtual setting. And so I'm really happy to have her. She's very like, passionate and always attentive, just like Durage. So I'm very fortunate for her. And Varsha especially also, like, she's done a great job about handling everything and doing what needs to be done. Even though Radha is the chair, a lot of duties are shared between the chair and the vice chair. So she deserves just as much praise into everything that's gone into the fundraising committee this year. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Shri. It means a lot.
That was really sweet. Thanks, Shri.
Of course. All right. So last but not least, Anmol, like she's mentioned before, she shared her story a little bit, and as well as on the group me. That's a story I lived through. I remember her, uh, at least, I mean, she told me a little bit after, but I remember her video and like how she felt afterwards, and how the beginning state of, her officer year went. And, to go from that to this is like amazing. She's one of the most, I've seen a lot of growth from her, and I'm glad she has the confidence, even though it may have been tough or scary for her. She has still agreed to do a lot of things, like the podcasts, or speak at events, or take charge, conducting posting on Instagram, making flyers. Like it's a whole variety of duties that I have to I've she's done. And yeah, and she's obviously been someone I can reach out to. And she's been a rock to me, and as well for MD. And just like Fatima and just like Meha, I've been able to come to them whenever I needed advice regarding MD or anything. And I've just been really grateful. I honestly couldn't have done it without any of you guys. And yeah, so I feel like I could go on and on, but I'm gonna end it there. Anmol knows how I'm grateful of her, and yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to say it. I understand. I already know. We communicate through, what is it? Telepathy? Is that what it is? Telecommunication? I get it. But thank you so much. That's really sweet. I didn't expect that. I'm literally out in public blushing, but thank you so much.
Of course. And she's always really happy to be here, honestly. Even at meetings, I love when she tries to lighten the mood or just say hi to everyone. Like that really, like it's really not easy, especially in this climate. It feels like we're just, being here, but like she really like livens things up. All right. So, just a general thank you to all my officers and Kevin, who couldn't be here, for enduring a very tough year. I feel really bad, especially for the new officers who didn't get to fully experience the benefits of being an officer, to, have great general meetings, have scenic workshops, and all the wonderful things that that normally goes into it. So thank you guys for the sacrifices you guys made, and still providing great service to your fellow MD members. And honestly, like I'm sure a lot of people are thankful for everything that you guys put into this year.
Can I say one last thing?
Of course.
Okay, so you've said enough about all of the officers. I want to say something about you. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to, go through each and every single officer so no one feels left out, and you covered everyone's personality really well. But I just want to say thank you as well for being a leader and literally just taking us with you. We've grown with you. And I know all of the officers can agree to that as well. We genuinely, like, as Kimia said, this is all because of teamwork. You have formed a relationship, whether that's like just through MD or even like a personal relationship with each of the officers. So I think that says a lot about you. So I know we're all thankful for you. So I think I speak on behalf of everyone, but we really appreciate you and we're so proud of you. We're so thankful for you.
Thank you, Anmol.
I also wanted to add to that really quickly. I just want to say that honestly, Shri carried us this whole year. It was very hard, to be just as passionate and as enthusiastic as we normally are, given the virtual content of this year. But Shri really just carried his dedication, and he was vulnerable with us and honest with us when he couldn't do things, but he still always, cared about each and every single one of us. So I just want to say thank you, Shri. You've been a great president in a year when being a leader has been super hard. So thank you.
Thank you, Neha.
If I have some time, I'd like to say a little bit as well. The fact that Shri has been a mentor for all of us over the past several years, all the way since we've been freshmen. But specifically this year, he taught me something that it's like honestly a privilege to even have learned it from him. Is the fact that a leadership position doesn't make you a leader. Rather, it's the leader's actions, their vision, and what they do with even in the hardest of times that makes them the leader that they are. And this year, like Meha was saying, it's been so tough. But regardless, Shri did so much to make this year great. But then even then, he constantly looked for ways to make it better and make himself better. And that's something you don't find in a lot of people. And that's something that I feel is something I had a chance to learn from him. And I think I'm so grateful to have even had that opportunity. So thank you, Shri.
Oh my God, that's so kind. Of course, thank you, Nikhil. That really means a lot. All right. The reason that I'm even able to do this is because of the previous officers before me and the previous presidents before me. And I'm sure the returning officers can attest to that, like Maya, Amar, Sarah, and Navina. Those are the presidents I've been a part of with since my time at Molding Doctors. And each of the presidents and each of the past officers have really took care of everyone and have given us a lot of great advice and mentorship. And just being an officer just really helps you understand the medical process a lot more, and you're able to exponentially grow as a leader. And I also want to shout out Adam. He's been a mentor for Molding Doctors in general. But yeah. All right. Yeah, and I actually wanted to shout out a couple members, Jessica especially. I had the privilege of getting to know her this year and helping her, and she's a wonderful person, and she's a really hard worker, and I hope all the best for her. And I'm trying to read. And then, of course, I want to thank Serbi. She's here, and she was an officer last year. But like I said, we didn't get a banquet last year. So Serbi, thank you to you and all the hard work you put into last year. You truly deserve it. Of course. Let me see. All right. Oh, did not mean to press that. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything before we get to the main event? Any members also? All right. Okay, guys. This is really not good for my ego. But thank you guys for everything. Thank you to the officers. And we're going to get started. So officers, whenever you guys are ready, hopefully you guys know the order. And Kimia, be very careful. All right, so let's get started. So time to announce your next 2021-2022 board.
All right, so coming up first is our fundraising committee vice chair. Drum roll, please. The award goes to, or the officer position goes to Vaibhavi Joshi. Congratulations. We're very excited to see you in this position next year, and you're going to kill it. Thank you for everything that you've done this year for Fundraising Committee.
Great job, Bailey. The next officer position we want to announce is for Fundraising Committee Chair, and that goes to Kathie. So I don't think she's here today. I think she told me she couldn't make it, but I'm really proud of her, and I think she's going to do great in this role. So good job.
Okay, and next up is going to be the new historian, which is Smriti. Congratulations.
All right, and then next up is the new webmaster. Drum roll. It is Aparna. Congratulations, Aparna.
Okay, and our next role is the service coordinator, and that goes to Rushali. Congratulations.
All right, our next position is the treasurer, and it goes to Ali. Yay, congratulations.
Okay, so the next person we're announcing is the secretary. Drum roll, anyone? All right, it goes to Nandika. Congratulations, I think you're gonna do amazing.
Okay, and our next role is the vice president of service, and this year that goes to Shreyas. Congratulations.
All right, so our next officer position is Vice President of Internal Affairs, which goes to Isha. Congratulations.
All right, and our next two positions are going to be Vice President of External Affairs and, of course, President. Let's start with the Vice President External is, of course, Kimia. And our president is going to be Shri. Guys, thank you guys so much for everything you've done this year, especially with such a tough year. I can just imagine all the, like, you guys have done so much. Can't even imagine like all the amazing things you're going to do in person. So really looking forward to it.
So Kimia, can we go to the next slide? All right, so there you guys have it, all the officers for next year. And I want to quickly take a moment to say that this year has been very, very tough. A lot of qualified people, and you know, I was getting a little bit worried there, but you know, luckily a lot of people did apply at the very end, and a lot of qualified people. So for those of you who did not get the result you wanted, you know, it does not mean you're not qualified. It does not mean you're not a leader. You know, just a title, like Nikhil said previously, a title does not automatically make you a leader, and a leader does not make, and the title does not make you, and no title does not mean you cannot be a leader. Sorry about that. So we highly encourage you guys to continue being amazing members next year and reapply with more dedication, and you know, showcase those leadership skills onto next year, you know, especially with things going back to pre-COVID times. It should help you guys be more involved, and any other members who didn't get that opportunity, who felt you know, limited in their ability to be involved in MD. I truly am sorry for that. I do understand how hard it is, but hopefully next year that will feel a lot better. And thank you to all of our members for voting and coming to our banquet, and for, being understanding and being attentive to all of our events and coming to our events. And thank you again to all of the amazing officers this year, especially during the pandemic. It really cannot be stressed enough how difficult it was. And I want to really appreciate you guys. So, moving on, stay tuned for more updates in our email. We'll still have weekly emails. It might not be every week, especially in the summer, it might be every couple of weeks. So, in our email, GroupMe, and Instagram, we'll have more updates on next year's academic plans. So thank you once again, and congratulations to all the officers who won.
Before we end everything, can we get a picture for our Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go to display mode, Kimia? Or gallery?
Yeah.
I think you can just stop sharing your screen. That should go to gallery. All right.
Okay, everybody smile. Okay, wait, let's get a good filter.
If anyone wants to be in the video or doesn't want to be in the video.
Yeah, just turn your camera off.
Picture.
Fix that hair, smile. Okay, guys. Okay, I got it.
All right, thank you again. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the semester.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Good luck with finals.
Bye, everyone.